Since it's about to be Pokemon's 30th anniversary, I thought it'd be fun to share with you guys my dream teams for every region. We've gone through 9 generations with over now 1,000 Pokemon, so there's many to choose from. But for me, it's pretty easy which ones are my favorites, and this isn't supposed to be like a team that, is built correctly or competitively, like a well-built team. No, it doesn't matter. It's just about my favorite Pokemon from every region, pretty much. And as you can see, I have my team right here. This is my all-star team. These 6 Pokemon, Charizard, Sceptile, Donphan, Walrein, Aggron, and Dragonite, I'd say are my 6 favorite Pokemon.
And why aren't we on your dream team? Yeah, Vineo, what gives?
Oh, now you want to be put into tiny little balls, huh? Give me a break, would you? You're on my real life dream team.
Aw, that's actually kind of sweet. Ugh, makes me want to puke.
But of course, I have some honorable mentions as well. Like if I had a 7th slot, that would go to Nidoking, for sure. I love Nidoking. But to do this, I'm going to be using Pokecharms.com's trainer card maker. I used this website back when I was a kid just to make trainer cards for fun. I just love doing it, and I'm so happy that it's still around. I'm surprised. So if you feel like making your own trainer cards for fun, go to Pokecharms.com. Says it right there in the top left. So for my Kanto region dream team, we've got Charizard, Nidoking, Primeape, Vaporeon, Snorlax, and Dragonite. Of course, we got Brock, one of my favorite characters from Pokemon, as the guy. Charizard, he's my favorite Pokemon. Out of the Kanto starters, I like them all, but Charizard is the way to go for me. He's just awesome. He's just cool. I loved him so much when I was a kid. And yeah, that persists because I have a bunch of Charizard shit. Nidoking quickly became one of my favorites. He just looks awesome. Like, you guys see him? Primeape became one of my favorites because when I would play Fire Red, I would always catch a Mankey to help me defeat Brock. So Primeape quickly became one of my favorites, so he's on there. And Vaporeon's one of my favorite evolutions, and it's not because of the fucking furry gross shit that people talk about with Vaporeon. It has nothing to do with that. Just want to make that very clear. I just like Vaporeon's design, and it's a really good water type to have in Kanto. And Snorlax, because it's fucking Snorlax. Look at him, look how cute he is. I love that sprite of him. And he's a monster in Kanto. He just is. And Dragonite, I love this sprite. It looks like he's about to give me a big hug, and he's a big cutie. I love Dragonite so much. Puff the Magic Dragonite. That's why I name all my Dragonites, whether it's a female or a male. So it's always fun to get through the Safari Zone, get to that one lake, and use a Super Rod, catch a Dratini or Dragonair. That's the only spot you can catch him besides getting one from the game corner. And honestly, I don't really have any honorable mentions. Maybe Mewtwo, because I love Mewtwo, but I'm not gonna put any legendaries on these teams. So no legendaries. Oh, I guess Pidgeot. I've always liked Pidgeot. For my dream team from the Johto region, we've got Typhlosion, Donphan, Ampharos, Espeon, Politoed, and Tyranitar. Cyndaquil is adorable, and Typhlosion quickly became one of my favorite starters. My first time playing Johto was in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and I wanted to originally choose Totodile, but my brother really wanted to pick Totodile, and I'm like, oh no, I can't pick Totodile then, and he was like, of course you can, who cares? But I'm like, I saw him as a rival thing, right? So I'm like, I gotta pick a different starter, so I picked Cyndaquil. And I like Cyndaquil. I think I just really like Totodile because of the anime. And yeah, I ended up loving Typhlosion, and I used Typhlosion in Pokemon Coliseum. Just a great Pokemon that they fucked up with Hisuian Typhlosion, ugly motherfucker. But regular old school Typhlosion is the best. Donphan. I love Phanpy and Donphan, and I love elephants. So Donphan, easily one of my favorite Pokemon. And it's weird to play Johto without having a Donphan on my team. And something I think that was cool about the original Gold, Silver, Crystal, or I think, was it just Crystal? I'm not sure. I think it was all of them. You can catch Vampy really early in the game, but I think they changed that in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Then Ampharos, very popular electric type Pokemon, but I've used Ampharos on so many teams and so many different games. Oh my goodness. Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Coliseum, XD. I used Ampharos in both of those my first time playing through. Black 2, White 2. It's just a good Pokemon and easy to have on your team, and look how happy Ampharos looks. How could you not like it? Espeon is my favorite evolution. Love Espeon, and yes, it's because of Pokemon Coliseum. It's just so cool. Like, everyone loves, you know, a lot of people love Umbreon, but nah, I was never into Umbreon. I don't know. So Espeon is my guy. Politoed, Politoed, Politoed. I actually started to really like Politoed when I started playing competitive Pokemon. Politoed was one of the first Pokemon I ever Eevee trained, and Drizzle Politoed, and it was just really good. And look how cute he is, it's adorable. So I ended up really loving Politoed. That's why he's here. And then Tyranitar, how could you not like Tyranitar? Look at this motherfucker. I used to call him Godzilla before a different Pokemon entered the picture, but he's just awesome. And of course, I had to pick Chuck as my trainer. Chuck, I think he's my favorite gym leader. I don't know why. I mean, just look at him. He's got muscles. He's got a belly. He can kick your ass. He just means business. Something about Chuck. He's just funny. Oh. Honorable mention for Johto is the Red Gyarados. I love the Red Gyarados. And I guess Heracross. Heracross is pretty cool too. Now for the Hoenn region, my favorite region. This team, easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is my dream Hoenn team right here. Sceptile, Swellow, Manectric, Camerupt, Aggron, and Walrein. Sceptile is just awesome. Like, out of the three, I like Swampert too. Blaziken, not the hugest fan of, but Sceptile is just the coolest after all of them. Cool, so cool that I named my Sceptiles Mr. Cool. Swellow is one of the best basic bird Pokemon. Manectric is just a really cool electric type. Camerupt is funny. He's got his humps because it's hump day whenever Camerupt's around. Aggron is just so cool. I call him Mecha Godzilla. And Walrein, I already explained Walrein, man. Walrein, I love Spheal. Spheal is adorable, one of my favorite Pokemon, and I love seals and walruses because of Walrein. In fact, I can see Walrus being one of my spirit animals. I really can. Walrein, to me, is just also one of the coolest water types. And for the trainer, I know he ain't from Hoenn. I had to pick Mira B. Look at Mira B. My boy. One of my favorite Pokemon characters. I wish he was in a real game. In the actual game. The only besides Coliseum and XD. He's just an awesome character. He's hilarious. The only thing is that his sprite is blocking Groudon's face. That's alright, we love Groudon. Groudon is my favorite legendary. I love Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald so much. My absolute favorites. And honorable mentions, if I had to choose any, it'd be Glalie, Salamence, Shiftry, and Ludicolo. I love those guys. Oh, and I love Deoxys. Deoxys is fucking so cool. Next we have the beloved Sinnoh region. I spent a lot of time in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. A lot of time in those games. And my dream team's gotta be Infernape, Staraptor, Gastrodon, Gliscor, Drapion, and Electivire. And for the trainer, I've got Paul over here. A character from the anime, not in the actual games, but I think if they made a actual Sinnoh remake, Paul should be put in it as a more asshole rival. You know, compared to Barry, who is more of the friend rival. You got Paul, who's an asshole. I think that would have been cool. But of course, they didn't go in that direction. Anyway, Infernape is my guy. Infernape, right away, I chose. He's just the guy. I love Infernape. And Staraptor is also the guy, my favorite of all the basic birds. It's just so cool. And I love that with its Mega Evolution, it finally got the fighting, flying type, because I remember it learning close combat, and I'm like, oh, it learns close combat? That's crazy. Is it a fighting type? No, it's not. Probably should have been. So, but now it can be. which is awesome. And it looks cool. Gastrodon is a beast. When I first used Gastrodon, I'm like, oh my god, this thing is crazy. This thing is wild. Absolutely crazy Pokemon in every single way. Yeah, I love it. Specifically this coloration of it, the green and blue. Gliscor, also fucking amazing. When I first used it, I'm like, holy shit. And it's just cool anyway. It's a cool concept. The scorpion bat thing is just really cool. So I'm glad Gligar got an evolution. Drapion as well. Really good Pokemon. I think it's really cool. I like the scorpions. You know, I like the scorpions. What can I say? And Electivire, I would say, is also one of my favorites from Sinnoh. I think I'm not a big fan of Electabuzz, so to me, I think Electivire just takes Electabuzz and makes it cool. I think Electabuzz is a little weird looking. I'd say this is my dream team, and then my honorable mentions. Magnezone. I was going back and forth whether to put Magnezone or Electivire. I was gonna put Magnezone, and then I'm like, you know what? I think I like Electivire more, because I'm not like a huge fan of Magnezone, but I've used Magnezone a lot. Because it's just a really good filler Pokemon, usually, for my Sinnoh teams. It's electric and steel, you know, it's just a good Pokemon. So, then, I'd say Mamoswine, Hippowdon, Rampardos. Yeah, I like those guys a lot. Those are really good. Oh, Rhyperior, I think is pretty cool too. And when it comes to the legendaries, Darkrai, one of my favorites. Love the Darkrai movie as well. So that's Sinnoh. That's right. No Garchomp, no Garchomp, no Luxray, and no Lucario. That's right. I'm not like the others. I'm not like the rest. I'm different. Oh, and I guess Roserade too. I've used Roserade a good amount of times. Just because it's easy. It's an easy grass type to have. Oh, and Torterra. Yeah, there's a lot of honorable mentions for Sinnoh. More so Torterra than Roserade. You know what? X out Roserade. I'm not like a Roserade fan. I've just used it a good amount of times. But X out Roserade, Torterra is an honorable mention. Along with Bidoof. Bidoof, okay, let's go. For the Unova region. The region that takes place, where the best Pokemon games take place. Pokemon Black and White. We've got Samurott, Stoutland, Zebstrika, Crocodile, Ferrothorn, and Haxorus. And then I have Alder as my character, because I think Alder's actually a really great character, and he reminds me a lot of Jiraiya from Naruto. So I think they're very similar characters, except I don't think Alder's a perv, but you never know. You never know. I always like those older, wiser characters that are much like a mentor role. You know, I like them a lot. But Samurott, Oshawott, I loved Oshawott when I first saw it, and Samurott became one of my favorite starters. I also love Hisuian Samurott, really cool. It's like if you watch my starter video, it's like, I say it's like Sonic and Shadow, you know? Though I think they could have gave it like an alternate, like another typing, like either rock type, or if Emboar was a whole different design and concept, you probably could have made Samurott fighting type. Stoutland, I love this puppy boy. I love him. My little lily puppy evolved into a big puppy. Big hairy puppy. I loved him so much. I used the Stoutland the first time I played through Black and White, and he just became one of my favorites. I feel like it's so hard, you know, to not have him on my team. How can I not? Zebstrika, my Crackalakin, Electric Zebra. I think he's also just a cool concept, and I like that they finally had a zebra Pokemon. Crocodile, easily one of my favorite Pokemon up there. It really is one of my favorite Pokemon. It's so cool. It's shiny, sucks ass, but the red and black, my favorite color combo. Oh. Ferrothorn, I actually started to really like when I played competitive Pokemon. Ferrothorn was a very powerful wall, and I loved to have it on my teams. So Ferrothorn became one of my favorites. And then Haxorus is just a really cool dragon type. It's got a fucking axe on its head. Come on, bro. Come on. It's just way cooler than Hydreigon. I always used to think that Haxorus was a pseudo legendary, but it's not. And I'm just like, oh, well, shit. It should be. And just like Sinnoh, I have a lot of honorable mentions because I have used so many different teams. I've played these games so many different times. But Seismitoad is my first one. He would have been on this list probably in place of Zebstrika, but I already had Samurott and Crocodile, and Zebstrika fit better on this dream team here, but it also doesn't matter, you know, like I said in the beginning. But I also really like Zebstrika. So, but Seismitoad will fill in if I don't use Samurott or Krookodile. Seismitoad's always here. Sawsbuck, believe it or not, Sawsbuck. The reason I like Sawsbuck is because I played a random Pokemon Showdown match one time and I got a Sawsbuck and I swept the other guy. And ever since then, I'm like, Sawsbuck's OP. I love Sawsbuck. Vanillux, I know it's an ice cream cone, and that's what I love about it. The Vanillux, I think, is just really funny. And you see, like, I'm not a fan of Beartic, and it's unfortunate because I love polar bears. If Beartic had a slightly different design, it would have been way cooler. So I wish I could put Beartic on my honorable mentions, but he's not. I'm mentioning how much I don't like him, even though I want to. And then Gigalith I like, and Excadrill. I don't mind Emboar, but yeah. And Zekrom is just awesome. Like, how could you like Reshiram over Zekrom? I don't understand you. I don't understand you, and I don't think I ever will. Then we have my dream team for the Kalos region, where their most recent not good game took place. We've got Chestnut, Pyroar, Pangoro, Aegislash, Barbargle, and Tyrantrum, and Lysander. Probably my favorite character from X and Y. I remember the first trailer I saw for X and Y when they first announced it. I saw a Chespin, and I'm like, that's it. He's my starter. That guy right there. So Chestnut, love you. I have a Chestnut plushie. I have a Chespin plushie. Chestnut's my guy. The moment I saw Pyroar, I'm like, that's my fire type. And it was really hard not to choose Charizard my first time playing Pokemon Y. But I didn't, just so I can use Pyroar on my team. Pangoro, saw him. I'm like, yes, give him to me. Please. Pangoro, awesome. It's like a cool Poe from Kung Fu Panda. Then we got Aegislash, a Pokemon I really came to love through competitive play as well. And then, you know, they banned him. He became an Uber because he was that good, but I didn't care. I used him anyway. Very unique Pokemon, very cool Pokemon. Love Aegislash. But Barbargle, it's an ugly ass motherfucker. Ugly as fuck, but I fucking love him. He's really grown on me. And I was really happy to see that he got a Mega Evolution. So I used him again in ZA, and it was wonderful. Pyroar also got a Mega, but it could have been better. I wasn't a big fan. Tyrantrum is it's a fucking T-Rex. Like, how you not like T-Rex? I've always liked T-Rexes. And that's the Kalos region. Honorable mention, I don't really have any. Maybe like Trevenant. I like Trevenant. Alright, yo, it's time for the Alola region. We got Primarina, Toucannon, Mudsdale, Beware, Turtonator, Lycanroc Dust Form, yo, it's your boy, Guzma. One of the best characters they've ever made. I thoroughly enjoy Sun and Moon in the Alola region. I don't know. It was a tiny bit different, you know, it had a lot of personality in the game, which I really enjoyed that. New Pokemon, you know, I'm not a fan of all of them, but I like these guys right here. Popplio is adorable, so I ended up with Primarina, and it grew on me. I think it's probably the best designed out of the three. Though I am not a fan of adding human stuff to the animals, like her having like human hair is a little odd. The design with I understand she's supposed to be like a siren or a mermaid or whatever. I get it. So yeah, I think it's a pretty Pokemon, you know. And then Toucannon, he's a fucking toucan. How could you not like him? Look at him. Look at this guy. Fucking toucan. Mudsdale is awesome. Love Mudsdale a lot, actually. One of the best. Beware, adorable but strong. Great Pokemon. Turtonator, Fire Dragon, Turtle Boy, and I love wolves, and Lycanroc, Dusk form specifically, meshes the other two forms together, and it just looks really, really cool. I think it's the best version of Lycanroc. Because Lycanroc Midnight form definitely could have been better. I don't know, I understand they're going for a werewolf, that's why it's on 2 legs, but it's just like, yeah, but you could have made something cooler. Just saying. And if I have any honorable mentions, probably Golisopod, my boy Guzma's guy. It's a cool one. Delmise, and Komolo. And I don't really like any of the Ultra Beasts. And Silvally and Type Null's alright. I mean, it was a cool concept. Probably one of the cooler Alola Pokemon, but yeah. Alright, now we're on to the Galar region. And my dream team is actually the team I first used when I played Pokemon Shield. Cinderace, Corviknight, Dreadnought, Toxtricity, Grimmsnarl, and Caporaja. And I hate Sword and Shield, one of the worst Pokemon games they've ever released. I don't like pretty much anything about them besides the new Pokemon, really. That's about it. Like, the new Pokemon are probably the best part of Sword and Shield, and the music, the soundtrack is really good. But yeah, for the background here, I put Legends Arceus and I put Volo. That's why he's there. Because Legends Arceus was the better Generation 8 game. Cinderace is the one I picked, so I have a more special place for Cinderace than the other two. And Teleon's fucking disgusting. Ew, get the shit out of here. And Rillaboom's fine, but that's about it. I mean, so is Cinderace. Cinderace is also fine, but if I had to pick the starter, it'd probably be him. So he's here. Corviknight is just awesome. It's a really cool basic bird. Like, look at it. Don't look like no fucking basic bird. Dreadnought is also awesome. It's a big snapping turtle, easily named Bowser. Toxtricity I also thought was pretty cool, so I kept him on my team. And I like how he has two forms. Grimmsnarl. I like Grimmsnarl. He's a good typing, very dark. And then Caporaja, an elephant. I had to have it on my team. It's a fucking elephant. Look at him. Now, granted, he looks a little weird. He's very cubical. I don't know why. But as for honorable mentions, I don't really got any besides, like, the Legend Arceus get ones. Like Ursaluna, Basculegion, Overquill's funny. I guess Graplocked is pretty cool. He's pretty decently cool. And Colossal. Oh, and Hatterene. I like Hatterene. And Sirfetch'd is alright. Now we're up to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We finally made it to Generation 9. Another one of the worst games Pokemon has ever released. What a shit show this was. But at least it was an interesting shit show. I had to make the game fun for myself. And some of the Pokemon that accompanied me, here we go. We got Skeledirge, Kilowattrel, Palafin, Annihilate, Farigiraf, and Baxcalibur. That's my dream team for Paldea. And we got Director Clavel right there. He's a funny guy. But yeah, like, I actually used a lot of different Pokemon throughout my Scarlet and Violet adventure, and that's because it's so easy to switch out your Pokemon and to gain levels in that game that I just trained up a bunch of new Pokemon. But Skeledirge was a huge surprise. I was so happy to see a starter evolution that wasn't humanoid. Thank you so much. Oh my god, he looked like an older starter design, at least close to one. The most human thing he can do is sing. But yes, I was very pleasantly surprised with Skeledirge and very happy about it. I love his little birdie. Kilowattrel is an amazing Pokemon, just really good, really fast, high special attack. I pretty much soloed the entire Pokemon League with it. Palafin, I think, is awesome. It's amazing. It's amazing. The fact that Finizen evolves into something that looks just like it, and then if you bring it back into battle, it turns into a superhero dolphin. Like, what the fuck? I could not predict that one. That is hilarious. The only thing that's sad is that I wanted to use Palafin, but I didn't have anybody to play with in order to evolve my Finizen, so I couldn't actually have one on my team. I still had the Finizen that I wanted to use, Winter. She was adorable. Yeah, I wasn't able to do that. Anyway, Annihilate. I love Primeape already, so seeing that Primeape got an evolution, I was so surprised. That's awesome. Apparently it's like one of the best Pokemon, but whatever. Farigiraf, Girafarig actually evolves into an actual giraffe now, and I love the chain chomp looking tail around its head. I think it's just really funny idea. That instead of like the way that they combine is that the tail kind of eats the other head. This is funny. So that they look like a regular giraffe. One of my favorite, Baxcalibur. became one of my favorite Pokemon. Why? It's based off Godzilla. One of my favorite things ever. Literally based off Godzilla. Not like Tyranitar, that was kind of loosely based. No, this is the Godzilla Pokemon right here, and it's awesome. I love his move, Glaive Rush, how he turns upside down and flies like Godzilla does with his drop kick. Oh my god, it's amazing. Love this guy so much. And then I actually have a lot of honorable mentions for Paldea, because yes, shitty game, but had some really cool new Pokemon. And for my honorable mentions, I thought it's fitting to put them on the actual trainer card. Great Tusk, epic Pokemon. It's literally like a Mega Donphan. I wish it was a Mega Donphan, because instead this Pokemon just like erases Donphan's existence, because this Pokemon exists, sadly. But it's a past Donphan. It looks fucking awesome. I used it on my team in Scarlet and Violet. I didn't care that it was a Paradox Pokemon or whatever. It was just too cool. Way too cool. I love Donphan, so I'm glad Donphan got some loving, kind of. But, yeah, it's a new Pokemon, but still. Garganacl was one of my favorite guys on my team as well that I used. He wasn't on my final team, but he was one I used a lot, along with Cetitan. Garganacl was named Toadsworth because, you know, Nacli looks like a mushroom, and then Cetitan was Bubba. And Citadel was adorable. I love Citadel. And it's giving Spheal energy. Skullvillain was really cool. I loved how it was a fire grass pepper Pokemon. It's just really cool. I like how he got a Mega Evolution in ZA. Tinkaton ended up being on my final team. It just really fit in nicely. And yeah, Fairy Steel, great typing. It has a giant hammer. Fucking just like King Dedede's hammer. I love it. Just a silly Pokemon. And Bellybolt is also another silly boy. He's just a silly fat boy. Look at him. Yeah, some really fun designs in Paldea, I have to say. So we finally made it to the end, guys. That's it. Those are all of my Pokemon Dream Teams for every Pokemon region. Hope you like getting to know some of my favorite Pokemon throughout the years. And I would love to know what your guys' Dream Teams are. Just put them in the comments. You know, you can label them by region or just like your dream team, like your all-star dream team like I have right here. One of the best things about Pokemon is just how many Pokemon there are and how many there are to catch and collect, and you know, there has to be a lot because you gotta catch them all. So I'm wishing you a very happy Pokemon Day, and we're gonna see exactly what Gen 10 looks like, and I have a feeling it's gonna be disappointing, but I can't help but have hope for my favorite game series, you know? Hopefully the starters are at least cute. Because that's what I'm most excited to see, the new Pokemon. And at the end of the day, that's what Pokemon's about. Pokemon, adventure, and your life journey. Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.